Good evening and salutations, my YNR fans. So, Kyle, I mean, what is there to say that I have not been saying for the last past couple of days? Other than he's just been acting like an entitled jackass. And Jack and Diane, well, actually, at this point, Diane tries to level with him. Diane is like, listen, I get it. We have our personal issues. But let's not sit there and just have you leave. Harrison moves out. He really loves this place. Don't do that to him. Let's work this out. But of course, Kyle's not interested in that. And he mentions my birthright more than one time. So it just shows you the level. And not only that, but when Jack comes back, he really shows his sense of entitlement by saying, you know what, Jack, you want to sit there and prove that, you want to sit there and try to prove that you love me and everything. First of all, I was like, let me get this straight. You tell me that this entitled jackass is demanding his father to prove something to him. Wow. Jesus Christ. And I thought that Spencer, I thought that Spencer acted like an entitled brat on General Hospital. But, oof, I guess Kyle was not there going for the crown in this one. He's like, fire mom. Go on, fire her. And let me take her job. But don't worry, I'll still let you keep your parking space. You can demote her at this point. And Jack had enough. Jack was like, no, I'm not doing that. So, he walks out. Diane is like, why did you hesitate for? Would you plan on actually doing that? He's like, no, this was just an outlandish request that he sat there and asked. Now, Jack did sit there and talk to Victor and, pretty much just like, stay away from my son, stay away from my wife. You want to come at somebody, come at me. And, there's a point where Victor's like, get out. He was like, what are you going to do? You're going to have your security throw me out? And Victor was like, no, I don't need my security for that. Oh, yeah, asked myself. I was like, oh, okay. You guys have to remember, Victor does still work out. He does still box, okay? He may be a little more older, but I've seen clips where Victor still got those hands. So there's a reason why they call him the Great Victor Newman. Um, but long story short, Victor's like, when I come for you, when I come at you, when I retaliate against you, you're not going to see it coming. And of course, Jack is like, this is about the whole Nikki thing. And he practically tells him to check his ego. He's like, oh, the great Victor Newman couldn't sit there and save his wife. So this is why you have this vendetta at me. You know? Which is actually pretty sad because it's like, he really needed to check his ego. He really needed to check his ego. This wasn't about him. This is about his wife. And it doesn't matter how she got the help, but just the simple fact that she got the help. So he said what he says. He storms off. He tells Nick, like, your dad is not there playing games with my family, and I ain't feeling it. Nick and Victor go out for drinks. They talk about what Jack is what Jack said. What Jack said, the Connor situation, and you know, he don't like the idea that Adam is going to be there, and it's going to be a lot harder to get him out of that position. And I think Victor says something along the lines of like, "This is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing," and he lays it out. You can watch the episode. Exactly we said verbatim, but you can watch the episode and see why he's doing what he's doing, why he's moving the chess pieces around for specific reasons. Um, Now, speaking of this Chelsea and Adam scene, you know, I've been sitting there saying for a hot minute, since Connor was just out of nowhere, just one episode, he had OCD, right? Just out of nowhere. And granted, I'm not saying stuff like that doesn't happen, but the way that they've been doing this story has just been bad. Okay? I'm trying to be nice. It's just been bad. It's been very poorly written. So now they're in a hotel and they're doing what they usually do. They support each other. They start crying. Adam supports Chelsea. They start reminiscing about the good old times. They're drinking and everything. And of course, if you saw the previews, you know exactly what wound up happening, right? Now, a lot of people are going to be upset about it because they're like, I can't believe you broke up Adam and Chelsea. I mean, I can't believe they broke up Adam and Sally. And, I look at that and I'm just like, happy couples are boring couples. Happy couples are boring couples. No one wants to watch a boring show, right? They just don't. They want drama. They want conflict. So, I know people are going to be kind of pissy about it, but I'm like, they're boring. Like they were. You need drama. You need conflict to sit there and mix and shake things up. Now, was this the best way for them to sit there and do it, given what it drove them up to? No, because them breaking up was from a very piss poor written story. But it got the results that it got the results that is going to make it exciting. And ultimately, I think that's probably the best part. But it's just the way that they got there that's the problem. And while that's going on, you got Sally and Billy talking about the situation a little bit with Connor, talking about Sally feeling a little guilty that she's loving her job and she's doing it at the expense of kind of taking over Chelsea's job. Billy's giving very little information, talking about it's for exciting changes. But I'm like, is it really for exciting changes? I mean, you're just being pretty selfish and self-centered about it. You know, your shakeup isn't really a good thing. It's not. You took one whole company that was doing very successfully and you broke it up because you and Devon couldn't sit there and check your egos and your emotions at the door. So he doesn't sit there and say much about it. His plan is going very piss poorly because you finally realized that Lily was playing you. But hey, you got the name Abbott attached to your stupid company. So congratulations. You're gonna have a very mediocre company. You have to build it back from damn near scratch. But hey, you got Abbott attached to the name. So that's something, right? Um I think that's pretty much about it. Hold on. But yeah, they get it on. And then they're laying in bed realizing that they done completely effed up. And honestly, tell you the truth, in a lot of ways, this is almost kind of stupid how they did it. Like, okay, so Chelsea starts crying because of the kind of situation. And I know that they were drinking, but they weren't drunk, right? I don't think they were really like wobbling around and things just kind of happened. It was like, this just came out of sadness and I don't know, partly just kind of just looked at the situation. I'm just like, really? I mean, they had opportunities to sit there and comfort each other because they both been kind of at a low place for a while. Why now? And why why sex for? Listen, I'd rather just sit there and just get drunk than to cheat on my girlfriend because we're both in a low place. I don't understand how that's supposed to make it better. Like I anyway, And that's, granted, that's another thing though, right? That's another thing. Let's just sit there and look at it from Sally and Billy's point. This is what happens. I mean, not to sit there and say that, you know, just because you're going out with somebody who shares a child with somebody else, that this is just going to wind up happening. But the fact that they're that connected, there's always going to be that what if. There's always going to be that what if. And it's not to sit there and say that, people with kids shouldn't be dating, but it's just one of those things where it's like there's a risk factor. Unless that person is in jail or 6 feet under, there is always going to be a risk factor. Now, I feel like that's about it. I can't think of anything else, but if I miss anything, write it down in the comment section below. And I'll see you in the next video.